Killah Priest.
Yo, what's up? What's good?
Not too much, man. Just getting my mind blown every time I listen to your lyrics.
Oh man, thank you, brother. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, man. You literally like sometimes I have to like just stop and kind of like rewind it back and what did he just say there? Like straight up, and just sometimes, man, your lines they really bring to light a lot of questions a lot of people have, and I feel like Killah Priest has got the answer somehow.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what it is, man. Like through, I guess, the schooling of your life and just the way that you've lived your life and through your experiences, and I don't know what you've read, what you've seen. Like, how did you get all this knowledge and information to be able to share with people? What would you say is like one of your keys to finding this?
I don't know if we can find a point, but I know I've always been curious since I was little, and there was always a question, you know what I mean? Like, what are we here for? What's our purpose? And I just always had a crazy imagination, man, and then sometimes that imagination turns into reality, you know what I mean? I always say the first nation was the imagination. You know?
I like that. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
That's lost in today's society, I think, is people's need for an imagination. When people get locked into like 9-to-5 jobs and they're sitting in their cubicles and they're watching soap operas and listening to mindless music on the radio stations, there's not much room for imagination.
Right, exactly, man. And it's like, it's just a question, you know, and, you know, I feel good because I get to do it for MCs, man. You know what I mean? Such as yourself, you know, it's just like rapping and to know that other artists appreciate your talent. I wouldn't ask for nothing else, you know?
Definitely. No, that's one of the biggest things in this hip hop game is just trying to get the respect of our peers and making ill tracks that people, you know, that we look up to can be like, yo, that was proper, man. You guys did that right. And I think you being as affiliated with Wu-Tang Clan as you are and having the nod and approval from so many of the legends in that crew, Jizza, RZA, Ghostface, you know, the list goes on, all of them, you know, giving you the nod and approval and being like, yo, we rock with your music. That's got to be a blessing for you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because I started off, like I said before, I tell them many times, you know, I started off this just being a fan of Jizza, man, and just lyrics, you know, when around my old way, and him just battling rappers, and I always thought outside the box. It's always just like, you know, it's music. And with music, we have a kind of like a vast area, just a gray area to create and say whatever we want. So when I say something that's meaningful, you know, so that's how I felt like it was, you know. Just a type of historical, whether it's historical, I don't even care if it's mythical or, you know, biblical or whatever. Just lay it down.
Definitely. At least as long as it has some sort of meaning to it, I think that was one of the biggest reasons why I became so attracted to Guru's music. You know what I mean? It's just like the knowledge that he dropped and always seeming like even in his tracks where he was like ripping another MC's head off, he still had some jewels to drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I want to shout out to King Zohar because he's coming soon. You know what I mean?
Word
King
up.
Zohar, that's me. That's my altar.
That's your altar?
Yeah, it's my altar, King Zohar.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that. Tell me about the
Zohar,
king.
He's gonna he's making his first appearance on a Planet of the Gods. So, you know, he's coming up. That's just like this cat who deal with mythical, who deal with that crazy, like, spiritual level, celestial. So he's gonna make an appearance on this album. So it's gonna be Killah Priest and as King Zohar.
Oh my! This is too much, dude. This is hilarious. I'm loving this. That's like in that movie, Dude, Where's My Car? Zohan. That's what I'm thinking of right now. That's hilarious. I love the artwork, by the way. I was telling you that when you sent it over to me for the new album, Planet of the Gods. Talk to the people a little bit about the new album and what, you know, people can expect to hear.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be, you know, what can I say about it, man? You can just look at the cover and see what it's about. It's gonna be, you know, it's definitely gonna be. I think I touched on some issues that I haven't touched on before, and I think stepping into different type of realms. And you know, it's not just based on I don't know. It's another level. It's just another. It's something definitely something different, but it's hip hop. You know, as long as it's staying in that zone. But it's definitely gonna make you think. You know, outside the box.
Word up. I like it.
Yeah,
outside.
It's 19 on there, and there's not gonna be no special guests. It's just gonna be me going there. The only special guest is King Zahar. Word.
I like that. Not enough artists are willing to do that with their projects. You know what I mean? I commend that. I think it's awesome when you can just come out with a project and it's all you, and you don't need to have any features on it and to bring other guests on it, because you obviously the caliber artists that you have, there's many different artists that you could be working with at the level that you're at. But you know what I mean?
We got them. Yeah, I got them. But it was just like, yo, it don't fit. You know, it's gonna be like four versions, 4 volumes of the Planet of the Gods. You know, I don't know what the second one, but they're all done. You know what I mean? They're all almost done. So this is gonna be the first volume to it, and you know, we'll see where we go. We're gonna definitely go some places.
That's awesome, man.
Coming off the double is really a challenge for me, and I'm up for the challenge. So I'm excited. You know,
I look forward to hearing it, man. And you know what? It's funny that you say, you're just like, yeah, it doesn't fit. To Mike?
Huh?
Mike's in the back?
Yeah, Mike's in the back. Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to Mike. What you were saying there, you're just like, yeah, it doesn't fit to have another artist. Sometimes when I'm hearing you on a record, I'm just like, you drop this verse that's just out of left field, like mind-boggling, and then another MC steps onto the track, and I'm just like, they're not able to tap that same vein where you're in, you know what I mean? So that makes a lot of sense. So you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to do it all me, because you know how to do you best. Right.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Just trying to get into zone and stay in that zone. You stay focused, you know what I mean? Without, you know, all the other verses is dope, but it just starts saying focus to the concept of the album.
Word up. So the artwork here, I've got it pulled up on the screen just so I can look at it, because it trips me out just looking at it. You're fighting with this looks like a reptile type being.
Exactly.
and you guys got some crazy lightsabers going on with your space outfits and everything. What was kind of like, and then in the background there's a bunch of different people in different little like quarrels fighting in similar type of situations like you and this reptile thing are going on. What's the inspiration behind that?
Oh yeah, it's the reptilian Moors, man. It's just like the reptilian spacemen. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, it's just like coming from the heavens and the helical gland. You know what I mean? That's the double caduceus. You know, it's space. It's always space. So I'm up here, and you know, a lot of people say it reminds them of, and me too. It reminds them of Liquid Swords, but on a different level. This is more a little cosmic. Mm-hmm. You put them together. So this is me fighting the reptilian joints, and we're going through different planets. And I got the idea, you know, just taking it back for some sci-fi lyrics. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just is that these beings are trying to plague our mind for a minute. But if you look, we're forming the atom symbol. You know.
Oh, okay.
If you look at the other, in the back, we're forming the atom symbol, and it all begins with atom, even the first man to the first molecule, you know, so it's atom. So
that Atoms to Atoms track is probably one of the most craziest tracks ever. I'm definitely going to have to hit the people with that one after this interview, just so that they can comprehend what you're talking about here with this everything starting with an atom.
Yeah, and then I don't know. There's a lot of people that come and that guest on this album. The insectilians, you got the reptilians, and all the more softer. They can't really harm you, but they can shapeshift, you know. And I'm in my spacesuit because we up there and we trying to get to the planet of the gods, you know. And all of them are gods, you know. We all gods. Fell into men, you know. We fallen gods. So that's how it goes. I can't give away too much till they get the album, you know.
I like it though. I like it.
Yeah. It's this one song called "The Centrality of the Mythic Imagination" that's going to be kind of crazy on there. You know, just touching on bases. You know how we do.
Yes, touching on that mystical, touching on that philosophical, that mind expansion, and battling the demons. That was interesting how you're saying, like, there's these reptilians that you know, they have mind control powers and can harm us and can hold us back or put negative thoughts into people's minds and stuff. Some people refer to these beings or entities as like demons. Some people think it's all just wish-wash, but I think there's actually something to that philosophy, and just in general, that we are like, we're descendants of some sort of, it just doesn't make sense that we evolved from monkeys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You look at a monkey, you're like, that's not really a human. Like, I get how they kind of can put the two together, but it doesn't really make sense. Like, we're way developed past another level. And yeah, it could be that our descendants are monkeys because somehow some DNA got transfused into what created us. But like, we're definitely something different. And the question has been out there.
Those are monks. Those are monks with keys. The monks with keys. So yeah, you're right. So something happened, you know what I mean, in the laboratory, in the great laboratory of existence. Something happened and something went terribly wrong, and you know, like you drop it in there, and King Zohar, something went terribly wrong, and King Zohar is coming to fix it. You know, that's that space travel, because we all in space. Even when we walk on the planet, we're in space. You know, when people say, "Stop invading my space," and like I said before, you know, the Earth is in space, so we already here. We already creatures of the galaxy. You know what I mean? Children of the seeds of the galaxy. So I think that, you know, coming back and getting in tune with what we are is just a reminder that, you know, the tree doesn't fall too far from the forest.
Definitely. No, I like that sentiment for sure. The space for us. My next album that's coming out is going to be called Inner Outer Space.
Oh, that's it. What's that?
Inner Outer Space.
Ooh, that's dope. That's the name of your next one?
Yeah. And it was kind of like, you know.
Oh, you got to get me in that one. Yeah.
You got to get me in that.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Inner outer space. That's like, that's like I'm going to put on my, your clothes as your spacesuit on.
Yeah. And then exploring as well, you know, the inner space inside everybody that we, you know, tend to neglect sometimes. Right.
That's what, Prometheus, man. I don't know, Prometheus, I don't know if we're inside of, sometimes it's kind of crazy, man, the way you put that there. I don't know if it's intergalactic travel or outer galactic or some type of information from the infospheres, but, you know, somehow we catalyze and we got our enzymes and we got our molecules and we formed here.
It blows me away sometimes, especially with the whole concept of like how big and small things get. Like we contemplate the inner inside ourselves, trying to gain knowledge of self, the inside, and then there's so much the outer picture of the space and the universe and the cosmos. And then I'm looking at this 32 gigabyte memory card that we stuck inside this video camera to cover this interview before, and I'm like, this is like the size of my finger. But it holds all this information, you know what I mean? All this data, everything. And then I think about what's inside my brain, and my brain's only this little, you know, maybe weighs 5-6 pounds, something like that. It's a small thing, and it holds just like years and years of past knowledge that have gone through experience, and then a whole barrage of other stuff of imagination and random things like. it blows me away when I think about the macro to the micro. You know what I mean? How small things go and how big things go and how it's all interconnected as one. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, exactly. That's just because you're awake. You're awake. When we all start waking, then we become this great machine that we were. You know what I mean? It's like everybody has to turn on that machine, like you said, the macro and the micro, man. Everything's information from the infospheres to here. You know how you just drop it, and you know, even when you spit on the ground, it shares DNA particles that gives information back to the earth to, you know, heal. It can heal or whatever. Like if you're sick and you spit on the earth, you know, your saliva has a DNA pattern in it, and it comes up with cures and flowers and stuff like that. It's crazy.
That's true, and I'm sure that's the kind of stuff that has led them to discover things in the forest and in Amazon and stuff like that, where they have medicinal cures, plant cures, and stuff for ailments that we don't even have modern medicine for.
Yeah, exactly.
Things like ayahuasca.
Wow, man, ayahuasca, yeah. Man, that's crazy. I was just looking up hallucinogenic honey that's made by the Killah Bees. They get this kind of honey from only poisonous flowers, and they make this honey from it, and they put it high in the mountains, somewhere in Cambodia, somewhere in the mountains, and the guys go up there and eat it, and they hallucinate. But imagine that honey that they create. You know what I mean? That make you go out to the cosmos, man. Bees are deep too.
Bees are deep. Yo, bees are probably tripping on that.
Yeah, exactly. They're tripping, man.
That is cool. That is cool. I never even heard of psychedelic honey before. That's a new one for me. I'm all about trying to figure out different new hallucinogenic, you know, psychedelics that are out there and what's available on honey. Wow. That's a new one.
Bees. Yeah. Killah Bees. You have to understand about those bee families, those colonies.
That works.
We got to go in there and deal with the insect and the empires of the anthills, man. Empires of the anthills.
That works so good with the whole Wu-Tang Killah Bees thing.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, man. Intergalactical changing. You know, manifestical Dracon families, humanoids. Biomechanical. Sometimes it be going off, man.
Biomechanical.
Traveling and coming back, man. Oh, chakranauts. That's what we are, the chakranauts.
Chakranauts? Oh, yeah. Dude, that's...
Yeah, yo, you a chakranaut. We all chakranauts.
Have you used that as a song title yet?
Nah.
Because like if we're gonna do a track for this Inner Outer Space album, I think it should be called Chakranauts. Cause
there you go. That's who we are.
Exactly. That's some real right there. Dropping that. Wow. Yo, that's too ill right there, dude. The marriage of those two things is. That's ill right there. I'm liking it.
Exactly. I was always trying to formulate how could we come ill crew. That'd be all of it would be different colors, right? Like the zodiac. We just all have different patterns and stuff, and we just come up there and, you know, planet from the gods, man, planet of the gods.
Yo, that's a trippy concept too. Come up with a group of people. If I don't know, I know there's some people that claim it. I've never met one that I actually felt was solid, but people that can like see your auras, right, and know what color that you're like glowing. Some people are glowing like green or blue or whatever, and some people are just kind of like brush it off again as like some wishy-washy woohoo stuff. But I think there is actually something behind that, and I think they have done some sort of science behind it as well too, as far as like finding out how there is some sort of aura that people do emit. But it'd be interesting to get the whole spectrum. You know what I mean? Line up like 7, 8. In I think it's 7, right? How many chakras we got? Line them all up and then see what happens.
Oh, right. Rebuild that Murdoch. Get that Murdoch up in there.
Yeah, 7 chakras exactly. So get 7 people and they all have the different color.
Yeah, yeah. I also have some books coming down the line too, man. As we talk about that, man, we got we have some books coming from the alien homeland. You know what I'm saying? So the Mystic Seven gave me some ideas, some of the IEYE ideas, and got some books out that I've been writing for a minute.
No way, dude. That gets me excited. On the last interview I just had with my homie AV, he was talking about the fact, he's just like, man, people these days, they don't read enough. You know what I mean? People are so wanting to watch the next thing and look at this and hear that, and they don't want to take the time to actually read something. I think that's awesome that you're putting out books. Give a chance for people to understand. We need to revive that. Get people back into reading some books. Yeah, man. The nanos, man. Yeah, no, it'd be cool, man. I can't wait to just put it on. That's why I said, if you look on the bottom of the album cover, Technicolor Stereophonics. Yeah. Get my God's Rap. God's Rap is coming with some of the illest beats right now. People should get them. My man Jordan River Banks. He's doing a lot of the Jordan River, Syph Barker, killing it, man. And my man Black Marvel. You know what I mean? Black Marvel, he rhymed too. So they came through with some beats, man. We came with the concept, sat down. And then we got some more other stuff coming too, man. Yeah. Shout out to Fourth Disciple, you know what I mean? Working with him also. Yeah. Word up. God's Wrath, right? Yeah. Where can people find like their beats online? You can go to God's Wrath. Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on. There's a lot of people. Yeah. Great. It's a lot of people around. They can go to God's Wrath. You can check them on the back of the album. Their information is on godswrath.com. You can just, I guess you could Google some, you can go to YouTube too and just put in Jordan River Banks or God's Wrath and they got the information up there. Word up. Just so people know, it's God's Wraths, spelt God's Wraths, and then the Wraths is WRATHZ. So check that out. No, GODZ, God's Wrath. GODZ, and then Wrath, WRATH? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's for the people out there. And yo, man, it's gonna be crazy, man. We're gonna get back at this intergalactic plane, and we got Fourth Disciple. I'm doing some. I'm doing some stuff with him also. So everybody's gonna make their angelic appearance, and we see what Inky doing, his crew do on this one. So we make these build up these celestial ziggurats. Yeah, man. I like talking to you, man. I love talking to you because we can sit down and really just spaz out to the next galaxy. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, we'll definitely have to get into it when you get up here, and we'll maybe have a chance to sit down and talk a little bit when we get in the studio when you hit here in Guelph. So okay, it's gonna be a crazy show. Oh yeah, I want to say what I want to say. I was looking at the date, April 4th, but I don't know. But that's like a good thing. I was looking for to drop it, but that's just up in the air. Don't take that literally. We're going to have something soon. Okay. Priest is saying April 4th he might drop the new CD. Not too sure, but at least the hype's out there and people know about it. Planet of the Gods is going to be all you, and you're coming up here to do a few dates in Canada. We got you in Toronto March 26th, at Nocturne here in Guelph at Biggie's on the 27th, and then out in London at the Soundbar on the 28th. So looking forward to checking out those shows, man, and to connecting with you again as well. Yeah, man, definitely, man. Shout out to Essence. Shout out to Lord Fury. Shout out to Roll and Merciless. You know what I mean? For the Moon Crickets. Shout out to the Moon Crickets and everybody. We also doing that too. So just shout out to everybody out there. You know what I mean? Word up. Much respect, man. People go and check him out. Killah Priest. He's on Twitter. He's on Facebook, Instagram, and all that good stuff. And he's got his music out there. You can check it. If you Google it, Killah Priest, you're gonna find some hot fire. Indeed. Yeah, indeed. Some great balls of fire. Yep. Great balls of fire. Yeah, man. I want to leave everybody with this. You know what I mean? Utum the Bisham. That's the flood story.
Coming from the flood text to the MC, this is what we do. Blasted straight from the galaxy of the night and coming from the chambers. Yo, it's King Zohar. One love.
Word up, bro. All right, much respects.
All right, peace.
Peace.